Spooky, spooky Sunday. How are we doing, everybody? We are back with this man, Sammy the Man McIntyre, with Moving the Chains podcast. Open, rocking, and rolling today. Not as good as Alabama's feeling today. I'll give my reactions on that game. We had the Tennessee Volunteers, Jen Bayer's favorite team, and my cousins went there, beat that Kentucky ass last night in Lexington. And then I wanted to touch on the first game of the day, which was Ole Miss, Oklahoma, that was on right after I got off work. So I want to start with that game first. Lane Kiffin, I've said it before, looks fantastic. He looks younger. He looks fit. He's got rid of the drinking. It just looks fantastic. He looks great. And, he's doing hot yoga, and it's just fantastic. I just heard Middlecoff's story the other day. He did hot yoga for like 40 minutes, and he was passed out. He was done. He looks fantastic. And that was the first top 10 win, I believe, in the Lane Kiffin era at Ole Miss, which is fantastic. And they deserved that game yesterday. They thoroughly whipped that Oklahoma ass, belt to ass, and they beat them thoroughly yesterday. I know the score was a little closer, and John Mateer makes plays, and he's a playmaker. But I saw yesterday the Lane Kiffin's offense. There's two offenses in college football that just make me want to watch football as a consumer. It's Josh Heupel of Tennessee with his tempo, and I mentioned it before, what his offense can do against Lane Kiffin's. I mean, it is phenomenal. Lane Kiffin's took this chambliss kid from Ferris State, Division II, transferred out. They had to replace Jackson Dart, who had huge shoes to fill, and it's like a seamless transition. It does not matter. Lane Kiffin makes it easy for quarterbacks. He's a quarterback guy. It was fantastic. And watching him just operate that offense is like a machine. And they ran the ball well yesterday. They got off the blocks. They were holding their blocks against that Oklahoma front that's very good. Brent Venables led defense, which is tough, which is physical. Ole Miss took it to him. I mean, Ole Miss needed a bounce back game yesterday after, they were up in that Georgia game. They had their bye, and they had a lot of time to recover. And they didn't want to let that happen, of them blowing that lead against that team yesterday. And I saw it. And Ole Miss deserves credit. They were better physically. They were better mentally yesterday. That was a great win. And I know the Lane Kiffin rumors going around. Is he going to take Florida? I don't know. But I will say this. If he's smart enough, which I think Lane's a smart guy. His dad was Monty Kiffin, the famous Tampa 2 creator down in Tampa, the defensive coordinator. That's bounced around. He's been around the league a long time. He's the son of a coach. I think he sees it as that. And I think that they're going to be fine. I think Lane, if he's smart enough, he'll keep the job at Ole Miss. Why would you go to Florida? Florida, I think, has been like the deal with the devil. They said, hey, Urban Meyer, you won your championships. No more winning from here on out. I feel like with the Jets, I feel like with certain things, whatever. But I think Lane stays. Because why would you leave? They've only lost, one game? And that was the Georgia, which they blew a lead, which was on them. So I think Lane's just got this machine rolling. He recruits well. He's got energy now. He could go anywhere, and I think he'd work, And I just think he's so funny yesterday. They're trolling Oklahoma, and it was good. It was fun time down in Oxford. I'm sure they're going to have time to do that. I want to flip on the Oklahoma side. I hate Skip Bayless, and I hate him, but he's the biggest Oklahoma Sooner fan I know. It's kind of comical reading his Twitter when the Cowboys lose or whatever. But yesterday he tweeted out and said that they got thoroughly outcoached, and they did. Brent Venables' team didn't have that fire, the passion. Something's off with John Mateer. I love John Mateer as a player. Got some Baker Mayfield, Brett Favre in him, the playmaking. But yesterday, he's been off ever since that hand injury. Something's missing. I don't know what it is. I don't want to speculate, but it feels like something's off. And the run game's still kind of hit and miss. That Blaylock kid I like. But just something's missing. And, they'll have a get-right game. Oklahoma's still a very good program. This is one of the blue bloods in college football. That scene yesterday, I liked how Ole Miss went on the road in kind of an inclement weather. Usually it's pretty sunny in Oklahoma. Yesterday it was pouring down rain. It was kind of wet in the field. And I saw yesterday the team at home didn't have that same fire that the team on the road showed. So that falls on the coach. And listen, Oklahoma's going to be fine. They've not lost that many games this year. They're still a top 25 program. They're probably one of the best in college football in my lifetime. I mean, if I'm doing a list, Oklahoma's in there. Oklahoma, Alabama, USC back in their heyday, not now. Sorry, Zach Alexander, I just got to be honest. And then, Notre Dame and Ohio State and Georgia, Bama, they're on that list to me of, programs that just have mattered a lot in college football. And I do think Oklahoma's going to be okay. So that was my big takeaway from that game. Ole Miss, just to recap, was fantastic last night. Ole Miss, was fantastic and got off the schneid after that. They choked that lead against Georgia. And then I'm watching Oklahoma just kind of fall apart, but they're going to be okay. So I want to touch on a couple other games. I didn't even mention the LSU game, but I'll do that another day. So I watched Tennessee last night, throttle Kentucky, Joey Aguilar, but I'm going to put swag in front of that because he looked fire last night. And I know Kentucky's awful, and they don't have a lot of great, they put guys in the league, but it's SEC. We know that. But they just took it to them. From the opening snap, I went, okay, Donkey Kong, bitch, let's go. And I saw last night that hypo offense on display. The motions, the fast, the tempo, dictating it. And it was just so much fun to watch. And Joey Aguilar, his arm is much better than I thought. Because I heard Jordan Rogers saying this, that when he was at Appalachian State, I didn't watch a lot of Appalachian State football. I know Jeremiah went there, who I respect a lot, ex-scout, who, I listened to his podcast. But I didn't see that. I just thought his arm was, all right. But I'm watching last night, and they have got dudes everywhere. Why the hell would Nico leave? God, this is a factory, dude. Tennessee had it feels like every year they got 12 players getting drafted. It's insane. You leave that for that? Don't get it. But money plays a game with people. So, but I want to stick back on Tennessee. They look fantastic last night. The way they have spacing and the tempo and the focus, it's incredible. And they got weapons everywhere. I'm watching this Chris Brazil guy, number 3. He is going to be an NFL player in this league. He is fast. He's got speed. He can run great routes. His hands are pretty good. They just look fantastic last night. And then that Mike Matthews guy, and they got dudes everywhere in their running game and their offensive line. It just clicked last night. And their defense makes plays. It's incredible. Now, look, they haven't beaten Alabama. They haven't beaten Georgia. Okay, not a lot of teams are, okay? And maybe that's a biting and Heupel's ass. But you know what? This guy's going to get you 10 wins a year. You're killing it, man. And on the Kentucky side of things, I was really impressed with their quarterback last night making plays. Started off shitty. He kept them in the game, but Kentucky just kind of outmanned, So that was just the only thing I saw from Kentucky last night. But great win by Tennessee. They're still in the top 25. They look fantastic. And I'm in awe of this offense. I love watching it. Josh Heupel's done a tremendous job getting his Tennessee program back on the map after those down years they had with the Butch Joneses and all those guys, Jeremy Pruitt's. So it was very cool to see Tennessee get back in the win column after that Alabama shellacking in that game. So I got to touch on this. So my guy, Lenore Sellers, I saw him big time last night. I usually wait a couple days, but they played Alabama last night. And I got a couple takeaways. So I want to start with South Carolina. So he's a sophomore right now, Lenore Sellers. And I'm glad he's not coming out this year because to me, I've been saying this last couple weeks, he's not ready. And I'm watching him, he hangs on the ball. And listen, he's a great athlete. I've seen this with a lot of SC quarterbacks. But it's up here. And I think he's a great kid up there. I've heard really good things about him from the broadcast that were talking about it. But to me, when I watch him, again, and I feel for him because this offensive line's horrific. They got to do something in the portal. They got to do something next year when he comes back because they've got to get him right. Now, listen, is he going to be the highest completion percentage guy? Probably not. But if you can get that better than what it was yesterday when I tracked it, it was 53%. And I've always heard the adage, you are accurate or you're not. I don't know if he's ever going to be accurate. But when I watch him, I see a physical freak. And everybody's talking about it. And I get it. I fell for it. And I still believe in this kid. But man, yesterday they had chances in that game to put that game away. And they did not deliver. Now, credit Alabama's defense. I'll get to them in a second. But they had chances yesterday. They were outgaining Alabama, whipping their ass. And you just got to fucking close that game out. You're at home. Momentum. There's a couple of traditions. I was getting some coffee, and I was out running some errands. And I was thinking about this. There's some traditions in college football that just fit. When I hear Sandstorm at South Carolina, that place goes nuts. When I think Virginia Tech, enter Sandman, Metallica, for whom the bell tolls, yeah. Oh, I must be it. Woo! And I'm watching Jump Around at Wisconsin. And there's just certain traditions in college football that just feel right. They don't feel off. They don't feel like, they feel right. And I just mentioned them. So that was awesome to see. South Carolina's still a really good program. They're going to be fine. They recruit really well. Their defensive line was kicking Alabama's ass. Caden Proctor was getting worked against Dylan Stewart, who I like. Not a big fan of his theatrics doing the gun thing last year when he sacked Jackson Dart. Ole Miss was in Columbia last year, South Carolina. I didn't love that. He's a hell of a talent. He'll probably get drafted. So they're going to be okay. Lawrence Sellers needs some more time. And that was my takeaway on South Carolina. I said, you got to get this guy an offensive line. You got to protect him better. Because that was pathetic yesterday. And he could have got sacked 50 times. I mean, he's running for his life. So, the fumble, listen, that was just a great game. It was just a great game by the running back, by the Alabama guy. So, credit to them, kudos to them. And South Carolina's going to have a long off season. But they're going to make a bowl game. They'll be okay. On the Alabama side, I respect Kalen DeBoer. I like him a lot. He had big shoes to fill, replacing Saban. And I feel like it's been seamless. Now, listen, there's some stuff with him. And again, it's the generation. I get it. I'm old school. That's why I go to therapy sometimes, just trying to broaden my horizons a little bit. But I'm watching yesterday. And Ty Simpson's okay. He's good. I like Ty Simpson a lot. And he brings a lot of traits to the table. Reminds me of Mac Jones a little bit. High completion. Process, the mental horsepower, MH as I call it, was right there. But I'm watching him make throws yesterday, and it's kind of leaving me like, ugh. And he was under some pressure, I get it. And he moves better than I thought. I was thinking about driving today. I'm like, he's got better mobility than Mac Jones. Like, he's got something. But I'm watching yesterday, and he's underthrowing guys. He's overthrowing them. It just felt off. And, I heard Jesse Palmer say this on the broadcast. He had guys open yesterday. He was missing. Now, credit South Carolina's defense. They were playing sticky man-to-man coverage. They were, disguising him. He's very good pre-snap. I'm seeing that, But my point is, I feel like the best receiver in Alabama is not Ryan Williams, who, I got to be honest, I was thinking about this today. He's kind of overrated to me because all I hear about is Ryan Williams, Ryan Williams, Ryan Williams. I got it. And he's a really good talent. A little undersized for me, but really good talent. But I think he's got a lot of distractions on his mind. I really, really do. He's got, just some of the stuff he does. The nail painting. Jesus, we're in that era now, I guess. And then he takes the teddy bear. Just stuff like that. And I know people, Sammy, it's not a big deal. Oh, my God. To me, it is. Because it's distracting. Okay? You're taking your mind off the game. We're focused on all the extracurricular shit that you should not be doing. And the whole teddy bear thing, you're a grown-ass man. What the fuck are you doing? Are you 8? Come on, get your head out of your ass. Let's go. That's just my mentality. But my point is, he looks overwhelmed. I don't know if it's the pressure. I don't know what it is. Because it's inconsistent. Now, I heard on the broadcast, Kalen DeBoer had Jalen Polk, who the Patriots drafted. He was struggling. Then, he got it right. I hope so. Because he is a talent. I'm not disputing that. But he's got to play better. Because Jeremy Bernard is their best receiver. And I like that Horton kid, although he did some dumb shit yesterday. Alabama just impresses me. Now, again, he's got a stacked deck. He's got NFLers everywhere. And Saban has not, deviated from that. And listen, Alabama's a factory. Come on, that state is full of talent. And I think DeBoer has done a nice job. He's a very good coach. Excellent coach. One of the best in college football. Maybe in my lifetime. With his success, South Dakota, Washington had really good success. I do worry still with Alabama. They are so pass happy. And again, Ryan Grubb, he's a very creative offensive coordinator. Was with DeBoer at Washington, had that great success. Mike Penix, my guy. And then he, went to Seattle, kind of had some struggles, went to try the NFL route out, didn't, then comes back and helps Kalen DeBoer out. I saw that very evident. In that end of the game with the end around, and he's doing the fake and then pulls it and then runs around the corner. Very good balance. That was fantastic. And with Ty Simpson, I still... he probably will get drafted, but I will be hesitant because I've said this. He's got a comfortable life right now. He does not face any pressure. He got sacked yesterday a bunch, and yesterday to me was the defining moment. Are you going to crumble or are you going to actually perform? And he performed yesterday. I will give him credit where credit's due. He played really well. But is that going to translate to the NFL? Because I've seen this movie with Alabama or Ohio State quarterbacks. You don't face any pressure. You've got the best offensive linemen. You got the best receivers. And then when you get to the NFL, you're like, holy shit, I've like been fed like 5-star meals instead of 2 stars. So keep an eye on that. I do think they're just rolling right now. They went through the gauntlet. They beat all the ranked teams. I'm sitting here, and the other thing that just drives me absolutely batshit crazy was I'm looking at Alabama's schedule. They're playing Citadel. What are we doing? It's November 9th? Are you kidding me? Come on, SEC. Get your head out of your ass. Are you joking? Come on. Play them in like week 2 or some shit. Get it out of the way. I don't get it. That drives me crazy. Saban did that, and it drove me nuts. And now it's happening again. I don't get it. Like, play the slack Division II team, kick the shit out of them from the longest yard. The second one with Adam Sandler, he had that quote. But my point is, play them early in the year, get it out of the way, and then play your games. It drives me crazy. But great win for Alabama. South Carolina, they got some issues, and I think Sellers needs to stay another year. I'm glad he's only a sophomore because he's got a lot of work to do. Not a lot. It's some correctable stuff. It's fixable. But get the offensive line right and get him, not getting run around for his life. So, the last but not least, Paul Feinbaum. Woo! I keep tabs. I saw you on your Talk Access show, you Kermit the Frog, evil cousin-looking mofo. I heard you. You said, yeah, Kurt Signetti's not worth it. Really? Number 2 ranked team in the country? Yeah, and I was kind of on the fence. I was taking my walk this morning. Yeah, I was a little on the fence about Indiana. Are they elite? I don't know. But you know what? After they beat Oregon a couple weeks ago in Autzen, and then they beat the shit out of UCLA, who've been really rolling lately, at home by 50, I'm in. And you know what, Paul Feinbaum? Shove it. You are the biggest SEC dick-riding sack of shit I've ever heard in my life. You are stupid. And I got to be honest, your Talk Access show's got people with the IQ of a crayon. Okay? Stop talking. You don't know everything. Okay? Indiana's for real. For real. I'm bought in. It took me a little bit, but I'm in. So, again, they are for real. Fernando Mendoza is balling. Kurt Signetti's got a culture there. It just feels right. And finally, Indiana football's good. Now they can play it better with basketball. Then they got something. But I'm watching this team, and they are good everywhere. They're good situationally. Now, again, got to do it against Ohio State. Got to do it against Ohio State. If you do that, I'm impressed. If you keep it close with Ohio State but lose, I'll kind of give you a pass a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. But this team's for real. How you like that, Feinbaum? How you like me now? Love it. Love it when I'm right and you're wrong, Paul. Douchebag. All right. So that's all I wanted to touch on today. I'll get my takes on the LSU game. That was a debacle. And Belichick losing again. The gift that keeps on giving. So stay tuned throughout the week. I got more content. Raiders aren't playing this week. I got Green Bay tonight. Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. I can't wait for that game. Stay tuned throughout the week. I got content coming out more. Adios. Love you guys. Happy Sunday. Godspeed.